Jackie Walorski from Indiana, who will be speaking about her directive, the Veterans Information Security Improvement Act. Ms. Walorski.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Good morning to all my fellow colleagues. This H.R. 1017 comes from feedback the committee received at a members-only briefing in December of 2013, which the VA's Office Inspector General, and the Government Accountability Office all attended. At this briefing, the committee provided an overview of VA's information security vulnerabilities using VA's own internal documents and previous testimony from VA's IG. The committee has had numerous meetings, sent letters, and held a hearing in November of 2014 to address IT security weaknesses. Unfortunately, VA's lack of cooperation has been a long-standing issue that continues to this day. Independent information security experts verified HVAC's findings about the VA's critical network vulnerabilities, including the following. Within VA's 420,000 computers, there are 5 vulnerabilities on at least 95% of those computers. VA employs tens of thousands of outdated operating units. Because of VISTA's vulnerabilities, VA stated that a data breach to financial, medical, and personal veteran and employee information will occur with no way of tracking the source of the breach. VA's network has been compromised at least 10 times since March 2010. And finally, and probably most troubling, is that the VA recently proclaimed it had a clean bill of health on network security. However, the committee found that a state actor had penetrated VA's network around September of 2014. This was substantiated by another government entity, after which the committee briefed Secretary McDonald. VA was not aware of the intrusion, which by all accounts was then not detected by VA's CRISP, Einstein 3, or by any active review being conducted by a third-party contractor. Over the past 20 years, VA's independent auditor, the IG, and the GAO have all reported numerous persistent weaknesses in the VA's security, placing veterans' personal information at risk. Despite the GAO's and IG's testimony and the committee's evidence that came from the VA itself, VA officials did not agree with our findings from the briefing. They will not acknowledge that critical security vulnerabilities exist. It's important to understand the critical nature of the security failures we're discussing today. These failures are not due to a lack of resources. They're due to a lack of priorities, leadership, and proper federal guidance. We need stronger, more focused action to ensure that VA fully implements a robust security program. That's why we need this bill. I'm confident this directive will provide VA with a clear IT roadmap and take away any guesswork in order to achieve a risk-based approach to addressing these challenges. GAO and a number of private sector companies also agreed and stated that if the directive is implemented, it will allow VA to refocus its efforts on steps needed to improve the security of its systems and information. This bill establishes an explicit plan of action to resolve VA's IT security weakness identified by the committee and others. The plan is taken from common federal and industry best practices. Specifically, the bill directs the Secretary to do the following: reclaim, secure, and safeguard VA's network, defend the workstations from critical security vulnerabilities, upgrade or phase out unsupported and outdated operating systems, secure web applications from vital vulnerabilities, protect VISTA from anonymous user access, and comply with federal information security laws, OMB guidance, and NIST standards. To improve transparency and accountability, the bill also directs the Secretary to submit to the committee a biannual report including a description of the actions taken by the Secretary to implement and comply with this directive. The IG will also be required to submit to the committee an annual report that includes a comprehensive review of VA's execution of this directive. Finally, on a monthly basis, the Secretary will submit to the committee reports on any discovered security weaknesses. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Thank you, Ms. Walorski.